Good evening. This is Santa Claus on March 18, 2026, bringing you today's stories from around our beautiful, though sometimes troubled, world. Today marks a special anniversary in our quest to explore God's magnificent universe. As on this day in 1965, Soviet cosmonaut Alexei Leonov became the first human to walk in space, a reminder of what we can achieve when we reach beyond our earthly limitations. I must begin with heavy news from the Middle East, where the war between Israel, the United States, and Iran continues to escalate. My heart aches as I share that Iran's Pars gas field has been struck, marking the first attack on Iranian energy infrastructure in the Gulf during this conflict. The situation is deeply concerning, with Iran warning neighboring countries to evacuate their energy facilities. Defense Minister Israel Katz has issued a troubling statement that no one in Iran has immunity, after announcing the deaths of two Iranian officials. Meanwhile, in a move to address rising oil prices caused by this conflict, President Trump has eased sanctions on Venezuela, allowing American companies to do business with Venezuela's state-owned oil company. The administration is searching for ways to boost world oil supplies as Iran has halted traffic through the critical Strait of Hormuz, where one-fifth of the world's oil typically flows. The president has also temporarily waived requirements of the Jones Act to help ease fuel prices for American families. And yet, amidst this turmoil, we see that approximately 90 ships have still managed to cross the Strait of Hormuz since the war began. Many of these vessels are making what are called dark transits, avoiding Western oversight. Iran continues to export millions of barrels of oil, primarily to China, even as global oil prices have risen above $100 per barrel. Turning our gaze to diplomatic efforts, Japanese Prime Minister Sani Takaichi faces a delicate situation as she visits the White House tomorrow. President Trump has asked Japan to send ships to escort tankers through the Strait of Hormuz, but this request presents significant challenges for Japan, both legally and politically. Many other allies, including Germany, Italy, and Spain, have already declined to participate in such a mission. In Europe, we find a touching effort to heal divisions as the European Union has offered to pay for repairs to a damaged pipeline carrying crude oil from Ukraine to Hungary. This pipeline has been at the center of a dispute between the two nations, with Hungary blocking a substantial EU aid package to Ukraine in response. This gesture shows how important it is to seek reconciliation and cooperation, especially in times of hardship. Let us pause for a moment and reflect on the wisdom of British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, who reminds us not to forget the ongoing conflict in Ukraine, even as the Iran war dominates headlines. Prime Minister Starmer welcomed Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky to London, emphasizing the continued need for support. In times of multiple crises, we must remember all those suffering, not just those in the brightest spotlight. In Afghanistan, a tragic bombing at a drug rehabilitation center in Kabul has claimed around 400 lives, with more than 200 wounded. My heart breaks for these innocent souls and their families. Interior Minister Sergeant Haqqani has vowed revenge, but also expressed openness to diplomatic solutions, saying, "We do not want war, but the situation has come to this, so we are trying to solve the problems through diplomacy." How I pray these words lead to peaceful resolution, rather than further bloodshed. On another note of concern, the Iran war has triggered an unexpected shortage of helium, which is essential for manufacturing semiconductors, those tiny chips that power so much of our modern technology. This reminds us how interconnected our world truly is, where a conflict in one region can affect technology production worldwide. Let us remember the workers and industries indirectly affected by these conflicts. Finally, in Belgium, we witness a moment of historical reckoning as 93-year-old former diplomat Etienne Davignon must stand trial for war crimes linked to the 1961 assassination of Patrice Lumumba, the first Prime Minister of Democratic Republic of Congo. As Mady Lumumba said, Belgium is finally confronting its history. This reminds us that justice and truth-seeking are timeless pursuits, necessary for healing even decades-old wounds. My dear friends, as we face these challenging times, I encourage you to remember that even in darkness, the light of compassion, understanding, and peace can guide us. Let us pray for all those affected by these conflicts, and let us each do our part, however small, to spread kindness and hope in our communities. This is Santa Claus, wishing you a blessed evening, and reminding you that together we can create a more loving world for all of God's children.